Hi, welcome to Heavy Vehicle Inspection and Maintenance App Demo. This is a JRS Innovation product. And in this demo, the agenda of the demo is to give you enough information at very high level that you understand the product and you could decide would it help your business if you would adapt to the tool. So in the demo, we would run a base detailing about the product, that what it does and how those things work on the platform. And then overall understanding that what kind of product it is, or how the Android and iPhone apps work together with the desktop and laptop versions. So what you see on your screen is the product website that you can go and check yourself. It's heavywvehicleinspection.com. And right below, it indicates the three possible platforms where a business can access the tool and put the data, interact with the information. Now, while the demo, I would go through a couple of steps. If you would like to follow me through, I would highly recommend you create an account, and it's a free for a month, so you do not need to worry about it. You would just go ahead and put your detail. At the bottom, you would select how many machinery that you would like to start with, and then go ahead and subscribe it for a month. For the initial trial users, I will recommend you stay between Pro or Enterprise plan, because these are the plans which have integrated application platform where multiple people can interact with the tool. And there you would subscribe, hit on the green button, subscribe for a month. And here you make sure how many machineries you're planning to use in the platform. So it's a simple slider that you could slide back and forth. You can move it here too. And based on that machinery click, you'll click on that. This is a complete secure window where you could transact based on the number of machinery. And fairly simple process to go ahead and start the subscription. Again, we want to make sure to ensure number of units, and it's a completely secure platform to transact your credit card data. Now from there, I believe once you have the account, you can log into Android, iPhone, or the portal. So from here, I would take you to the portal screen. That is initial screen where you would go and see the information. I already have it open in other tab. So what you see on screen is the home page of portal. How would you access it? You can open in Google Chrome or Internet Explorer or Apple Safari, all modern browsers. Do you need any other plugin? No, you would not require any plugin, just internet and the browser. So from anywhere, anytime, you can access your account. You would visit the heavywvehicleinspection.com/portal, and that link is already on the home screen. You can very well bookmark it or save it as a desktop icon. So when you double click on that icon, it will open up in a browser itself and log you in. You can save your user ID and password so that way you don't have to put it again and again. So this is the Google Chrome screen what you see. I have another screen where I have it open in the Internet Explorer. And this is the Internet Explorer 11, but it is not bound to any version. So any modern browser you would be able to open and see the web portal. You do not need any other hardware or plugins installs in order to access the tool. That's one of the latest feature of the technology that we bring to our customer. Now, how this platform is working in background. Uh, So any customer data that you put your user profile, your machinery data, inventory, everything is stored on secured Microsoft Cloud. So the JRS Innovation Cloud is being hosted on the Microsoft. That's the most secure environment where your entire data is being transacted using the Android device, iPhones, and the portals. Multiple users, your technicians, operators, the maintenance team, the management, all of them would be able to see and interact in near real time. So that in general how the flow of information is working, where you collect any data and put it on the cloud, or you access the data using those apps or the portal. What you see on the top, there are major feature icons. We are on the dashboard at this time. Then the tabs define itself, self-explanatory, inspection, work order, schedule, inventory, parts inventory. So we're going to talk about them one at a time. But before that, on the top right side, we have the language icon. So the product is especially helpful when we are working with the multi-language. The team has multilingual skills. For example, if somebody is more comfortable reading the information in Spanish, then it would help them to get through it. They can turn the portal in Spanish and easily read through the content or various other languages. Next to that is the user icon. So it tells who is logged in the system. This is a synchronized. So by default, the system integrates itself in every 5 minutes. That means if a new work order being generated using the app or a new inspection is submitted from the iPhone app, it will get synced in 5 minutes. But if you would like to see right now, you can always click on the synchronize button and you would see the loading icon appeared. So everything got refreshed in real time. Next to that is the logout button. And then this is the full screen mode. So when you are talking to somebody or doing the data entry, you could always use that mode. That means the entire Windows screening goes away and it zooms out in the full screen mode. I would press the escape button, or I can press the same button back, or in the center this cross button, and that will take away this mode. Now talking to the product part, before I deep dive in the portal, I would also like to have a quick look on the Android app or one of the mobile app, that how would it look on the mobile interface. That can be accessed using any tablets or majority of the Android prior versions, of course the latest versions. So you have Samsung device or any other brand, you would be able to see and use the system. So I'll go ahead and share my screen from the Android device. Now before I go into the app, uh, what you see on the top is a app notification. The equipment LKI 486 need maintenance work order. What this notification is telling us that there is a scheduled maintenance work order for the today, and system automatically identifies it. And if I'm the person who's expected to do this work, I'm receiving this notification. So in real time, I do not have to keep remembering or reminding. On the date of that schedule, I will have this notification. If I double click on that, it will open the application for me. And what you see, it already have all the fine information. It has the vehicle name, the detailing what it's supposed to be doing, and of course the content. At the bottom you see replace item list. So for the technician or the maintenance personnel, it makes fairly simple to follow through. They do not have to remember or follow the other documents, because it can visually tell them what item need to be repaired, what need to be replaced, and then they can use the consumed part list. So I'll go ahead and use this part. I include this part as part of the consumption. If I identified that, okay, there is few more repair need to be done, I can go ahead and add that item. And now my maintenance work order is ready. So what system is doing, it's automatically creating the work order layout. It will repeat by itself, and it will bring all the information to technician that what they need to conduct as part of that. So for them, they're going to go ahead and create it. So once I hit the create button, there is a new work order created. Now we come back to the home screen of the Android platform. So what you see on the screen is an Android Samsung Galaxy smartphone. And this is how it's going to look to the end users. They would have 4 top icons that are self-explanatory: the inspection, inventory, work order, and schedules. Overall summary, that how many vehicles are on the platform. 39 vehicles are available, and 11 vehicles are in maintenance stage. So this gives a very high level view. The overall summary down below, it is based on the schedule. So one could check what's coming for today. Well, today we have 2 work orders and 1 inspection submitted. No schedules. We can check for the week, how the week looks like. This is the weekly statics. And likewise, so it makes a high level view that how we are doing on our overall maintenance perspective for the business fleet. At the bottom, the work order cost. So that helps them to estimate how far and how we're doing on this. I'm going to go ahead and want to see that how we are doing this month on the costing part. So 2460 is my total cost. I can check for this week, and I can check for today. At the bottom one is the overall pie on the work order status. So this is the overall progress indication on the machinery. Now, let's say if I'm the operator or a technician and I need to conduct an inspection on the machinery, I would go and click on the inspection. And there we have 3 different icons: a new inspection, a prior history, or the vehicle history. So what is the difference in inspection history and vehicle history? Inspection is overall inspections chronological order, and the vehicle history is equipment specific. So if I want to go ahead and talk about a specific vehicle, that what all is going on with that machinery, this is a simple way to figure that out. I can select any vehicle. So on the right side top icon, will bring the inventory items. One can go ahead and select the equipment, and then it will give them the high level detail that the HVI 1041 report number that is being submitted today at 5:58 p.m. What was the overall summary from the report? Well, it was a normal report, but they do indicate that these items shall be repaired soon. Now, looking at the inspection history, it's overall reports from whichever machinery they are submitted. So if the maintenance personnel is looking for the entire workshop perspective, they would have a very high level view for all prior submitted reports. And you get very powerful filter features. On the left side, you see a gray filter icon. If you click on that, it will give options to filter the records. So I want to see all the machineries records where somebody marked maintenance required. So now it sorted everything back to 2 inspection documents being flagged as maintenance required. So we can go back and check that do we need to generate a maintenance work order on these, or I can go back and change the status and based on the maintenance priority I can find out if I'm looking for did somebody mark any of those status emergency repair required. Yes, so this inspection document being submitted with the emergency repair required. And what it does is that once I click on that document, it gives me a variety of options. And I can create an immediate maintenance work order on that, or I can go ahead and view the report. So those are certain core features. If I go ahead and open the document, so as this document was generated from some other mobile device, I would be able to go and see it view from the cloud option. So I just clicked on that view from cloud, and we're expecting that document to see here. The same report number would be available from the portal, from the iOS, so it gets synchronized across the accounts. Now, another section is on the inventory part, where one does the vehicle inventory, parts inventory. The work order section, where over the plus symbol at the bottom, you have various filters to identify work order based on the vehicle number, or sort by work order number, or creation date. So it helps identify the latest records, or you want to go back based on the machinery, or based on the dates, all that stuff. Or you can filter with the specific information in that. To create a new record, you're going to click on the plus symbol at bottom, and it open up the new work order creation screen. And it's a real simple process. Once you click on the plus sign at the vehicle number, all the vehicle detail will fill by itself. If you would like to attach an inspection report to that, either you could mention it here, or directly from the inspection document, you could go ahead and create a maintenance work order. Now at the bottom, those 3 core sections, what are the parts that you're going to consume as part of this maintenance? Which would be the items would be repaired and the replaced items. So the plus symbol will give you opportunity to write those items down, or put the notes. Consume parts will give you option to consume the parts in that maintenance work order. And then at the bottom, you have the create button. So I'm going to have to take one replace item and say oil change. And then it does. So it does the validation that, there cannot be a work order without having any repair or replace items. And following that, I created my work order. I go ahead and sort that item. So this is the item that I just created. As you see, my phone time is 11:13 a.m. and like time is on this order. The gray icon, if I open it up, it's going to tell me the detail. It's an oil change. The status is initiated. Now afterwards, once I make my oil change done, I can go ahead and change the status of item from initiated to complete. And of course, based on if you do not have spare parts, you would postpone it, or if it is a rework. So various status you could maintain in that. If you would like to maintain a notes, you're going to just specify the quantity if you wish, and then mark the work order complete. So what we see here, it's a completed work order. The status is complete, and it maintains the log of information what we did on the part of that. I'll go on the another component now, the scheduler. Now this is a very powerful feature that is being incorporated in the tool. Sometimes it is hard to maintain multiple schedules of inspection, maintenance. There are schedules to conduct weekly checks. There are schedules to do safety runs. Or there are manufacturer suggested schedules. Then one would do meter reading based schedules, or number of uses based, calendar schedules where you run every year. So there's a lot of good information that follows through that, and it becomes difficult for the users to maintain a track of it, follow it, and record it. So in this tool, as you see at the bottom, we have the plus sign. It gives a simple mobile interface to maintain periodic schedules. Here, I'll go ahead and click on the vehicle number plus sign, and I can select any machinery. So I'd say, let's say loader Volvo. For this machine, we would like to set an inspection schedule. What it means when we say inspection schedule, so what's gonna be inspected? Well, there you can have multiple definitions. So if you already have a checklist, let's say it's a 20-point inspection. So you would have your already done checklist. These all are the gray area is by default available checklist. And you can add your own multiple checklists in this. So let's say I took this excavator checklist. Of course, it's a loader. And there, how we want to run it. Let's say we say this is a routine schedule which should run every month. And we would like it to repeat it for next 60 months. So for another 5 years, this schedule will keep running. And we want to start it starting today. So as we summarize, see that this is an inspection schedule being set to run every month where this excavator checklist is being maintained. Now, as I said excavator, so I would take an excavator here. And there we can maintain some detailed notes on what we would like to put on that. Routine upkeep checklist. Routine upkeep checklist. Okay, somehow Samsung voice did not work very well. But yes, you could use the voice notes to fill the information. And then I'll go ahead and create this schedule. The similar feature, we're going to go ahead and look on the web portal side, which is much more nice UI to maintain that. So that is overall from the Android app part. Now, one core feature, how would you like your operator or the remote workforce, your drivers who are on the remote or they just have the cell phone access, and if they would like to report any incident or the daily walkthrough, weekly walkthrough, we made them fairly easy for them. They're going to go in the new inspection, and there are three different kind of inspection they can conduct. One is the quick inspection, where it's a single screen. For example, it's a daily walkthrough, and we know that we just want them to spend 2 minutes. So we contain this inspection, keeping in mind that your manpower hardly spend less than 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick inspection. I select the inspection, or the inspector name comes by itself once they have it. I'm going to do for this forklift, and I click on next. Now this is the only step that they need to make sure in the daily inspection, that they update the current meter reading. This is very necessary step because the schedules expect updated information to keep telling them when they need to do the further schedules. And let's say this is an excavator checklist. Uh, it's a simple steps. They can figure out what they need to do. Is it a replace? Good, good, good. This is not relevant, not relevant, not relevant, and proceed to next. They can maintain how the overall machinery looks. If they find something extraordinary, which is just happened, a breakdown, and they would like to report it, uh, they could do one of them. And this is the compliance part. As per the OSHA guidelines, to make sure that your manpower is safe and the company is providing them safe way to maintain and run the machinery, they are given choice that if they see there's anything unsafe, they could mark it as yes, or typically it goes no, any. So when they mark it yes, it will be red flagged on the portal where it's say visually available to see. On the maintenance part, by default it's no, but if they happen to find a maintenance issue, they would click on that and they can initiate the request from here. They can say maintenance required, and based on the criticality, they could identify that what kind of maintenance it is. If it is a on-job breakdown, they could just go ahead and write that up. Now on the notes part, we made it simple. So as you would see a microphone on right side next to remark and note. When one click on that, the system will record your voice and put it in the notes. A machine breakdown. I'm sorry, I cannot use it because I'm already using my phone in the other mode, the demo. But in generally, one could do a voice recording of the notes and do the inspection signature. After that, click on the green generate button, and this is asking that you want to upload on the cloud, and one should do yes. So when they upload it, it goes back to the system and displays. Now I want to see the PDF document. So this is the record that we just generated. It's a quick inspection, and this document goes back to the backend. I would do another real quick, and that will include the detailed inspection. I would do the same steps, select the machinery, update the meter readings. That's going to be select the checklist. Now what you see different here, it's a different kind of content here. So those are gray marked arrows. If I go in the air filter, it gives me multiple choice. It gives me condition reporting, but as well as on each item, each inspection item, we can put in notes. And this helps when we are doing a detailed inspection. One can select a picture from the gallery or just take a picture. So I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of my laptop. That's where we're doing the inspection. As you see, it's asking me, okay, do you want to edit image? Yes. Or we can rotate the image. We can do some marking that this part needs some focus. And we save the image. That's done. Let's say we go on this part. This looks good. Oh, batteries and hold downs. Repair. Need repair. I click on the done. Next step. And that's all. It's a real quick record. We're going to go ahead and submit this. So we generated a detailed record with the notes and the image where the air filter is clearly marked. It has the notes and the condition. And now I think at this point we can go back to the portal. So this is demonstrating that there could be multiple hundreds of operator drivers connected using the Android iOS. They can see everything what's going on. They can conduct their basic inspection, daily walkthroughs, routine detailing, and submit the record back to the back office. And at that point, all the information that being talked would come back to the backend system. So how it will look on the backend? We're going to go ahead and check that on the inspection section. We'll say that display the latest inspection document. Now this is the two documents that we just talked about, brake condition. We're going to check this inspection document. So this is the quick inspection document that we put through from the backend. And this is the detailed inspection. This is the same information that we captured a few moments back from the mobile app. And the document is available for a quick view. One can go through the details, check everything. And this document is available to print, share, email, all the options. What's more interesting is that it does include the information in two categories. So it enables the person to conduct the maintenance on that. So on that matter, we will go ahead and open the later first document where we mark the maintenance requested, batteries and hold downs. So we'll create on the create work order. And as you see, it already included what is expected to be done based on that inspection. The inspection number is attached to the work order. So in future, if anybody would like to go in more details that why this maintenance work order was done, or how it came along, one can as well go to the inspection document, open the fine details, or check the entire PDF that's part of this document. Now on the repair items, uh, as we are doing the maintenance, we could also include more content. This is just to make sure that there are some additional maintenance items can be carried out along with this work order. And in order to do that, we would consume some parts to conduct that inspection. And that we're going to use from the spare parts inventory. So we will click on the spare parts inventory. Let's say if we have a lights in our spare parts, and we're going to go ahead and use those items. Let's say the 2 quantity in that, and it will go ahead and include that as part of the maintenance work order. So at this stage, when you click on the generate work order, you could write the overall story here in the remark and notes area and click on the generate work order. The work order number is WO1027. So I click on the generate work order, and the work order created successfully. So from the inspection side, where we seen our recent record right now, we will go ahead for this inspection document. We just created a work order. We're going to go ahead and check that in our work order detailing, and 1027 is the work order that we just created. What it means that the maintenance team has already started the work on that. But if that's not the case, we can maintain that information. Here it says initiated. So once they start the work in real, we'll convert it back to in progress. And they can always change the priority based on, let's say, if the business says that, okay, let's go ahead and do this maintenance with priority as emergency because the machinery is required ASAP. We can go ahead and do that. You can also define that do we need to do everything in that, or you could put certain items on postpone and do the other parts. So there is individual tracking of each item, the repair items and the replace items. And then overall costing can be included here with notes. Can write a story about the work order and then update the work order. So the work order is still in progress, but it is being updated with the latest information. So it's in progress work order with the emergency priority. One item is already completed, and this work item is also completed now, which means we can go ahead and complete the entire work order. And at this point, the work order is concluded and the machinery is back. So it's a completed status work order. Now, when you look on those portal screens, there are some common features across the screens. That means when you go from dashboard, inspection, work order, any tabular data, each and every column will give you this option where you can sort ascending or descending, or just filter a particular record. For example, I want the record right below this MSJ 486, and I hit enter. MSJ486, and it just will go ahead and filter those specific records. I want to apply one more filter on top of that. I only need records which are in progress. Okay, we'll filter out it more. Or we need the records which are initiated. So there are two initiated records. So it gives a very detailed filtering, searching, sorting option to each and every record. This feature is specifically useful when you have hundreds of records and you really want to bring out the record based on your memory. Maybe based on the nodes, based on the cost, any number that gives you an idea, you can bring the records back. Likewise, you could do the same for machinery. So you can always filter them, sort them based on the number, name. So those are the two parts that so far we talked about. One, that how to get the information or inspections from the devices, multiple users using multiple apps installed, and they are submitting the records. Those all would be coming under the inspection in real time or in every 5-minute update cycle. And afterwards, you have opportunity to see those PDF documents or print them, email them. And based on the information, you can directly create a work order. That means all the information from the document will be copied over to the work order. And there you would create a maintenance work order. Now, how about the schedule part? When you need to schedule your multiple machineries based on various schedules, where everyone responsible person get adequate information that when they need to do it and what they need to do in it. So for that information, we're going to go to the scheduling section where you see the calendar. And just one quick thing before that, you always have this green create work order button. That means it's a break fix order. You want to create it from start. You can always come and define your own work order and release it. So let's go back to scheduling. So this is the one feature that majority of our customers haven't been using efficiently in past. They always find this area where the human flow somehow break the complete scheduling or consistently following the schedules. So to have the people information coming in real time and give them opportunity that what they need to do are the two core features in this. In the center, you would see there are two kind of schedules. One for conducting the inspection. For example, for your operators, you want them to do daily inspection of the machinery. So you would go ahead and select that machine. In my case, it is already there. You would go ahead and as well select the checklist group. Or in this case, as I have the work order, so I can talk on the work order first before inspection. So let's say you would like to set up a periodic scheduled maintenance. That means certain items on the machinery need to be worked upon, either repair or replacement required. So there, in this example, we have this Caterpillar truck. It has the detailing on that. We defined the work order items. So this is a place where, based on the checklist, we can decide what would need to be done in this part of the work order. So let's say it's a seat belt mounting. There are 4 items included as part of this maintenance work order that we plan to do every 1,000 miles. Now, how that will work, that means whenever the operator is interacting with the system, they put the latest meter reading, and the system will keep checking the meter reading, and whenever it is another 1000 miles on the current meter reading, system will go ahead and put a maintenance schedule. Now that was the very first screen which I displayed you while I opened the mobile app. There was an app notification which was saying that certain equipment is in need of maintenance work order. You tap on that icon, it will open up the maintenance work order. It will have those 4 items in that, and at the bottom it will have button create work order. So really it's a one-click work order creation. The first click you do on the app notification bar of your phone or tablet. So that will go ahead and open the mobile app for you. It will bring that work order item for you. And when you click on the create work order, that is when it will go ahead and create that work order. So that's a one kind of uh, schedule. Now there is another method to do that, which is based on the duration. So instead of calendar, this will give the option that how would you like to do that. So let's say this maintenance need to be done monthly or half yearly. One would go ahead and add that frequency and how many months you would like to. So so system will ensure that every month on that given date, it will drop a notification and it will bring that work order information. It will not create by itself, but it will have user to click on the create order button. The rest all information is already pre-populated, but that step is taken to make sure system is being used by the responsive technician or the maintenance personnel. So they are in the knowledge that this work order is up for the maintenance. And when they really start the work, they should hit on the create work order. So it's just kind of involvement of the technical personnel with the technology. All right, so that would be on the work order part. Now we can go ahead and talk about the inspection part. Let's say you would like to set the schedules of daily inspection or weekly checklist, and that is based on the daily schedule. So you go ahead and set it for 3000 repetitions. That means every morning the operator will receive an app notification that please submit the daily walkthrough. And the daily walkthrough gonna be using those simple steps. It's not gonna be a detailed step, but a real quick a tap icon where they could conduct that kind of walkthrough in a minute or two on the app. Of course, it may take time for them to visually inspect and detail the information. And in that process, if they identify that, okay, today it has something else to report, maybe a sudden breakdown, maybe some incident, they can always go and do a detailed inspection and submit as part of that. But this process ensures that the company policy is intact. All operator drivers are mandated with the mobile app, so they have opportunity to submit the digital documentation every day with their digital signature, or they get opportunity to explain if there is any unsafe condition and a possible or maintenance situation. So in general, it saves a lot more to the business when their fleet is maintained real tight and the maintenance is being done proactively. The information is flowing through from operator, driver, or the end user to the people who are supposed to look at it, plan it, and then it is going back to the technicians or the mechanic who's expected to perform or conduct that work order. And the overall summary, the flow of this information is always available to the maintenance. So that collaboration between the platforms is a very powerful feature. And what we have seen our customers uh, saving a lot more money on this process by putting these loose communications together where people can interact and you can always go back and check the information that this inspection document being released so many days before it had a request for maintenance. It did indicate with the visuals, pictures, and videos that certain parts need immediate attention. So there you could always track it back that how long it took for them to schedule such an priority maintenance, who did the maintenance, how they performed on the maintenance, and overall tracking on that perspective. So that is overall a very powerful feature in the system. Now I'll quickly walk through the inventory part. Again, you would be able to maintain or load your inventory from existing Microsoft Excel spreadsheet based. So you could download the sample CSV and just go ahead and put your inventory detail in the system or fill this spreadsheet, and then you would be able to continue from that spreadsheet. Once you have that, you would start seeing everything in this. The overall day-to-day use of the inventory is we want to keep the status tracking from inventory as well. If a machine came from certain breakdown and without any inspection and work order, if you would like to take them away from the existing inventory. On the left side, you have this gear icon. This gives you opportunity to walk through. So let's say I want to see who is the operator on machine. It's a very dynamic and powerful feature. You see the operator coming here. I do not want to see the operator, but I want to see what is the maintenance priority. Well, this brings this document, no maintenance required. So it's a very powerful real-time content that you could check based on what you would like to see on the screen. And adding a new inventory record is fairly simple. You can find a similar equipment, go ahead and change the details and click on the insert button. It will go ahead and add that new item for you. A similar thing you would do on the parts inventory. You click on any record, the blue screen, maintain the numbers, quantities. On the next release, we are getting barcode and much more detailed information. When you buy the new items, you can always put them in a spreadsheet and just upload it in the system. So it makes simple in order to do that. These are the checklist part where one would maintain the detailed checklist. In the next version, we are coming with a very elaborated inspection procedures as well. So when the checklist is going through and the knowledge of technicians can be shared with each other. What it means, the checklist along with the instruction that what need to be done. For example, engine compartment all bells. This can also have the procedure that how to do it. You can have visual images on that and the notes defining how you would conduct this step. So the quality of maintenance could be more harmonized across the technical manpower or the mechanics. They would give the same quality of result whoever work on that machinery. Now this is the user section where the admin can maintain that who will have access to the mobile apps, Android, iPhone, the portal, and when they log in, what they will see. Like for a typical operator, inspector, who's in the remote area and he just need to do the daily walkthrough, perhaps an inspection is enough. So they would just be able to conduct their inspection and not getting confused with rest details. For the maintenance technician, they can have the work order, scheduling, and inventory, and that will give them all the information to go ahead and do that work. A summary is for more on the management perspective, where they are not actually running through the schedules, but they can see how the overall fleet inspection and maintenance is going on. And the scheduler and inventory can be done by the back office, where they do the spare parts buying, they check the details on the equipment, the warranty details, and all good stuff, as well as maintaining the schedules or collaborating between the fleet users and the fleet maintenance team. So that's at a very high level, the overall perspective of the product. We were expected to have 1 hour session. I'm already at 57 minutes, so I would be wrapping up in next 2 minutes. Again, this is the Android app you can download from the Google Play Store, Heavy Vehicle Inspection and Fleet Maintenance. This is on the iPhone Store for Android iPhones. And the portal link is from the heavywehicleinspection.com. And I think I already have gone to some sample inspection documents. Yep. So hope you're able to get what you're expecting from this training demo. And feel free to experiment. It's a free month of trial where you could experience all the enterprise features at no cost to you. So I will highly encourage that go ahead and sign up for that and do it yourself. The product is fairly simple, and you can always reference back this demo video to understand the basic flow of application, its inherent uses across the platform. So thank you so much. Hope you like the video. And if you like it, please go ahead and like it on the YouTube and share with your colleagues so they can be benefited with the knowledge. Again, thank you.